In this lesson, we're just practicing and reviewing all of our angle relationships that we have talked about in the past. So here, just starting off with our words and just practicing converting our words here into the picture that we need to see in order to solve the problem. So notice how it tells us how RX bisects. So we do have an angle bisector for angle SRT. So first, create angle SRT, right? Then we've got angle the RX, which is bisecting. So we can create those marks. Now we can start labeling. SRX, so angle SRX, which is here, is 28 degrees. The question is asking for SRT. Well, SRT is the entire angle. So if I know that this piece is 28 degrees, then the other section is 28 degrees, but it's asking for the whole angle, which is 56 degrees. So notice, make sure, right, to draw that picture, that representation. So like here with EF bisecting DEG. So angle DEG, and this is EF is bisecting. So again, we can make those marks here to show the angle bisector. If the measure of angle FEG, which is here, is 8x minus 5, and DEG, so DEG, that is the whole angle, is 20x minus 18. Find x in the measure of DEG, the whole angle. So now notice, can we set these equal to each other to solve for x? No, because this is only half of this. This is this piece here. So there are definitely different ways you can set up and solve. I'm going to go ahead and take this 8x minus 5 and double it, because I know that if this piece, FEG, is 8x minus 5, then DEF is also 8x minus 5. So that is doubled into 16x minus 10. Now that is equal to our total angle of 20x minus 18. Now we can go through and solve for x. So we can gather our variable. And negative 10 is equal to 4x minus 18. Now we can just solve our two-step, right? Solving for x here. Adding 18, you get 8 is equal to 4x, leaving you with x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2. Then it's asking for DEG, which was our whole angle, the 20x minus 8. So we're going to take this here and plug x back in. So 20 times 2 minus 18, which is 40 minus 18, leaving you with an angle measure of 22 degrees. So again, make sure to draw the picture. Now KM. Is KM an angle bisector? No, this is just inside. It's in the interior of our angle HKL. So HKL. And it's just inside, so KM. No markings, right? Because it's not a bisector. But now we'll start labeling. MKL, so MKL, this angle here, is 3x plus 15. HKM, so HKM, this piece here, this angle, is 5x minus 1. And HKL, so HKL, the entire angle here, is 140 degrees. We're going to find x. Well, do we set them equal to each other? No, because they're not the same, right? This is not a bisector. But we do know from angle addition that these two angles add together to give us 140 degrees. Now I realize my picture doesn't match the 140, so I could fix that. Hold on. I want to fix that. I just realized that the angle is 140, then it should technically look something like this, right? So H, K, L, and KM is somewhere here, right in the middle. So there we go. That looks better. So let me put these back. So 3x plus 15 and 5x minus 1. And the angle here was 140 degrees. Now we're cooking with grease. So now angle addition postulate, right? We add these together to equal 140 degrees. So adding, combining like terms, 5x plus 3x is 8x. 15 minus 1 is 14, which is equal to 140. Now we're just solving for x. Subtract 14 from both sides. You've got 8x is equal to 126. Then, of course, divide by 8, and you should get that x is equal to 15.7. And we'll just leave that decimal here, or 15.8. Choice is yours. So go ahead and pause the video now and do this you try on your own. Make sure to draw that picture. And here we go. So we have angle WXY is what you should have created. So WXY, and XZ is just an interior, not necessarily a bisector. You should have labeled WXZ, which is here, 7x minus 8. Then you've got WXY, which is the entire angle, as 21x minus 23. Then here you have ZXY, which is this angle here. You should have labeled as 9x plus 15. You had to solve for x and solve for the angle WXZ. So we're looking for WXZ, which is our red here. So keep that in mind. That is also our question. Now notice we are adding together to equal the total. So you should have set this up as, so here, let me extend this. You should have set this up as 7x minus 8 plus 9x plus 15 is equal to the total of 21x minus 23, and solving for x. Combining like terms, so 16x plus 7 is equal to 21x minus 23. Now notice you do need to gather your variables, right? So subtract 16x here. And 7 is equal to 5x minus 23. Now you're solving a two-step, and you should have gotten x is equal to 6. So now x is equal to 6. Then remember, we're also looking for WXZ, which was our angle here in red. So if x was 6, we just take and plug back in. So 7 times 6 minus 8. So that's why you should have gotten that the measure of angle WXZ is equal to 42 minus 8, which is 34 degrees. Now this is going back to our parallel line angle relationships here. So again, labeling. HFG, so HFG is here, 6x minus 2. Then CBD, CBD, which is here, 84 degrees. DFE, so DFE, which is here, 3y plus 12. We're finding the value of x and y, so we got to identify those relationships, right, with the 84 degrees. Well, starting with x, notice how what's their relationship? Alternate exterior, meaning they are congruent, equal to each other. So 6x minus 2 is equal to 84. So now we're just solving for x, right? Adding the 2, so you get 6x is equal to 86. Then just divide, right, by 6, and you should get, and we'll get a decimal, so we'll just leave it at 14.3 because it was 14.3 repeating. Then for y, now what's the relationship between y here and 84? They are same side exterior. So now are they congruent? No, they are supplementary. So 3y plus 12 plus 84, right? They add together to equal 180 degrees. So really we're solving 3y plus 96 is equal to 180. So now here we need to subtract, right, that 96 from both sides, and you get 3y is equal to 84. Then last, divide that 84, right, by 3, and you should get that y is equal to 28. Go ahead and pause the video, so we'll erase here. So if you need to just kind of redo here, because we're going to use the same picture, go ahead and pause the video and try this second one on your own. And here we go. So labeling BFE, so BFE is here for y minus 18. Then FBD, so FBD is here, 6y, 6y plus 48. We are finding the measure of angle BFH. So BFH, we're looking for this angle. So keep in mind, we're going to have to solve for y, but notice the angle we're solving for is neither of the two expressions. So you got to keep that in mind once we're done solving for y. Now, how were you supposed to solve for y? Well, they're same side interior, meaning they're not congruent, they're supplementary. So you should have set your equation up as 4y minus 18 plus 6y plus 48 is equal to 180 degrees. Then combining like terms, right? So 10y plus 30 is equal to 180. Now you solve. You subtract 30, so you've got 10y is equal to 150. When you divide, you get y is equal to 15. So now we'll go ahead and take that y is equal to 15 and plug in. Now, does it matter which one you plug into? No. Just keep in mind, we're looking for the measure of BFH. So I'll go ahead and use the 6y plus 48. So 6y plus 48, or 6 times 15, right? Plus 48. So now 15 times 6 is 90, plus 148 is 138 degrees. So this angle here, I'll erase so you can see, you should have gotten 138 degrees. Now what's the relationship? They're alternate interior, meaning they are congruent, which means therefore, what is the measure of angle BFH? 138 degrees. So if you used 4y minus 18, then what were you supposed to do? Subtract from 180 because they're a linear pair, making them supplementary. Go ahead and pause the video now and do both of these as well on your own. Make sure you're good to go with setting up and solving with our parallel lines and angle relationships. And here we go. So labeling CBI, which is here, 12x minus 9. Then FCJ, which is here, 15x minus 27. You had to look for the measure of angle ABC, which is here. So again, notice, right, you were not solving for either of the angles given to you with x. However, they are corresponding. They're in the same spot. Corresponding angles are congruent. They're equal to each other. So 15x minus 27 is equal to 12x minus 9. You do now set them equal to each other. Then solving, gather your variables. So subtract 12x. You've got 3x minus 27 is equal to negative 9. Now we can start solving by two-step, right? Add 27. 3x is equal to 18. So you should have gotten x is equal to 6. Now, I'll go ahead and plug back into the 12x minus 9 here. So you could have plugged into either one, right? Because they're equal to each other. So I just noticed, though, that these are a linear pair. So I'll plug into 12x minus 9. So 12 times 6 minus 9, now which is 72, which gives you an angle measure of 63 degrees. So here you've got 63 degrees. Now, as I just realized, it's really not matching, so it probably should have been switched here, but that's okay. So now what do we have to do here? Subtract from 180. So here you should have subtracted now from 180 because of the linear pair and get 117 degrees. Then the next one with your labeling. So again, EBI, so EBI, which is here, 5x plus 20. Then GCF, which is here, 4x minus 38. We're just finding the value of x. So again, what is the relationship here? They're alternate exterior, which means they are also congruent or equal to each other. So 5x plus 20 is equal to 4x minus 38 and solving for x. So gathering your variable, subtract 4x. Here you've got x plus 20 is equal to negative 38. So now when you subtract 20, you end up with x is equal to negative 58.